Galway Lifeboat Station is based at the mouth of the River Corrib. Galway City itself is an old medieval city. We have the waterways around the city. There's around 9 or 10 canals that kind of incorporate the whole city. The bay itself, Galway Bay, is 30 miles long and 10 miles wide. So we kind of, our lifeboat station here, be it that we cover the river, but we also cover quite substantial amount of the bay, probably out around maybe 20 miles out and 10 miles across. So it's a big area for an ILB station. So and we do it quite well, you know. My name is Michael Swan. I'm the operations manager here in Galway Lifeboat Station. I come from the Merchant Navy. I was at sea for quite a few years. I think lifeboating with me started way back when I was a young fella, back in the 70s. My father was involved with fundraising in the city. Be it we didn't have a lifeboat station in Galway. Our nearest station was in the Aran Islands, which is 30 miles west of Galway. But so we used to have flag days. So I kind of started shaking the box on the street like every other young fella. And so that's where I kind of kicked off with a lifeboat. I worked at sea then. I was in the Merchant Navy when I left school. And when I came home then, after a good few years, I was seconded onto the lifeboat station as a crew member back in 1997, I think it was. And so started crew, helm, training officer. And then in, I think it was 2008 then, I took over the role then of the operations manager. My predecessor, Pat Lavelle, he turned 70 and so he had to step down as that role. So I was kind of kicked off the boat to take up the role of operations manager then in the station back in 2008. Galway City, be it that we're on the River Corrib, which is a very fast-flowing river through a city. There are four bridges along the river. The banks are lovely walkways and everything like that. But over the years, we have had individuals or persons that have entered the water there. It's a recurring issue in our city every year, and we have started to say way back in 2008, say when I took over the role as LAM, that the information of when someone had entered the water, the tasking, everything, it wasn't as coordinated as it should have been with all the other services. And there was a huge time between the time someone had entered the water and us being tasked. It could be anything up to half an hour, 40 minutes. So this kind of had to change. So I think it was from then, took maybe a year or two to get to know a lot of my peers and other agencies. And first place I infiltrated was, say, the Garda Síochána, which is the police force. And I got to know an inspector there, Kevin Gately. And then between the two of us then, we ended up then that we just started to have meetings locally then with all the different agencies. And it's out of that, it's come that we have around 37 groups have bought into, say, search and rescue, search and recovery, awareness and prevention on, be it the bay as well as the river. Today now, there's a protocol that all the agencies have signed up to. So when that initial call comes in, the service that gets the call first, be it the Coast Guard, the guards or the fire service, they then will turn around and they will call the other services straight away. So within a minute or 2 minutes time frame, all the services are tasked at the same time. And because this works so well now, we have gone from, say, not finding casualties to we're working our way up to, say, find the casualty within the golden hour to now, I think we're up in nearly 85% of getting recovery of a casualty and making a full recovery now. So it has worked really, really well for us. And the ideas that come out of it, like we have put thermal cameras on our river here. There's 3 thermal cameras at different spans. We have designed our own Dan buoys, where the fire service have one dam buoy and the lifeboat station is another one, where we have AIS and e-tracking on these buoys. So when the buoys are thrown in the water, they mimic a person coming down the river, so that we're roughly in the area where the casualty is, and we can start searching those areas. But have life-buoy rings with throw bags attached now, so that's another great addition to us. And another thing we found was that when people would raise the alarm and they're not from our city, so they wouldn't know where they were, the names of the bridges or whatever. So we have all the bridges now have, this is the Wolftown Bridge or this is O'Brien's Bridge. So you're not the person's not asking on the phone, well, are you near any hotel or, this kind of way. So straight away, the information is key. It's coming in fast, and that makes a big difference. One thing that we found out when we started to use the protocol with all the services buying in was that communication was very bad. The lifeboat would use VHF, the fire service would be on Motorola, the guards are on Tetra radio. So what we've done there is that all the services have bought into the one system. So your communications coming in is key, and you're getting real-time information, and that really makes a big, big difference to us, So other stuff that I suppose the search and rescue side, we've really worked, we kind of focused on that for years, be it on the bay and on the river. Search and recovery is something that, say, if a casualty is missing, and then the following day is up to, say, it's a 21-day kind of search kind of program that we use. We've designed our own index chart in the bay that all the agencies that will come in and help us to search different areas are not searching. We'll just say that we have a local island here, Hare Island, for instance, and you could have in the morning, one agency would search that island, and an hour later, another agency, and say another hour later, it'd be another agent, and you're kind of going, my God, the island is well searched, but the rest of the shoreline, nobody has checked that. So by using an index chart, and we have a great group out in Ormore, Mary Coastal Search Unit, they do all the shore side with the guards, and they search all there. And that is, so it's kind of like a daily kind of plan of where we're going to search and what has been searched at the end of the day, so that you can build up a file. And the beauty about it is that the families, members of the missing casualty, that they can be informed at the end of the day and say, look, this is what has been achieved today. Unfortunately, we didn't find your loved one, but tomorrow we have so many boats, or we have so many people that are going to be out searching, and that we're going to plan, and this is where we're going to go, and this is what we're going to do. So they can actually get a feel that the local area is really on their side and has a plan and a structure, as opposed to, sure, we'll give it a lash tomorrow and we'll see what happens, So that kind of way, it's really good for everybody, So that's kind of like search and rescue, search and recovery. And then for years then we were kind of going, we need to do other stuff with regards to getting, say, the doorman in the local bars and stuff to come on site to help us. So that comes into awareness and prevention. And the key there for us was lighting. An awful lot of trees along the riverbank, they need to be cut back to the lights, the leaves and everything in the summertime are blocking all the lights at nighttime. We have a Galway safety app. It's designed by a guy, Neil Wilson, and it's a great app in that if first of all, it's kind of, we had to sell the app to all the students. So we have around 30,000 students in the city, and so when they come in as first years, they're shown this app, and basically what it is, you're downloading an app that you have on your phone, and if you go down to, say, we'll call it the danger zones or the hot zones on the river, and you stay there for over 5 minutes, it kind of sets an alarm off on your phone, and it kind of tells you it will be, say, red, orange, or green. And on that, then you can say, oh, hit the green, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm only here for a few minutes and I'll be going. Or orange, I'd like to call one of my ICE friends, my close friends or colleagues, and then the app would call their latest colleague that they could talk to them. Or if it's red, then initiate, then it would go to the emergency services. But also, if the person stays an additional 5 minutes and doesn't push any of those buttons, the actual app itself will activate, will go on the red, and will notify the services. And also then we could have a location on that, and with their cameras and stuff, then the thermal cameras, they can tune in there and see what the casualties are. I think for me, what keeps me going is that over the years, I've been involved in quite a few rescues on the river. It's something that because I'm a Galwegian and I love Galway, and it is such a, I suppose the river is such a draw at times to different people, and to me it's like we need to protect our students, we need to protect our youth, we need to protect the people that are not in the right place. And by using all the agencies that we have and that we all talk together, that we can actually help these people, and hopefully that they'll make a full recovery and move on with life. With the search and rescue, that's my passion. First of all, I was a navigation officer at sea, so I love everything navigation, everything. But when I came off the sea, and I remember getting out in the lifeboat for the first time, and one of the local fishermen was the helm at the time, and he was literally flying up the coast, and I was kind of going, Jesus, I can see the rocks below me, and I was kind of going, oh my God, for me, a rock was a mile away and it was too close, that kind of before where I worked, so it was a big kind of change to get into it. But so literally in the bay for say search and rescue, we are so fortunate that we have a marine institute that are based in Galway over in Northmore. And there's a great bunch of individuals there, and they have done so much for us with regards to adrift programs, tidal atlas, weather stations, ODAS buoys, and they've put that all, given us all this stuff to help us do search and rescue. And they've developed like an adrift program, which I believe it's fantastic. So if there's a boat or a person in the water, that we can actually, in our station, they have given us a big monitor screen that we can connect to the Marine Institute and their programs, and you put in the information and it will give you an area where to search, the density of the search, like is it red or is it green? And with that, then we can go and start searching. And likewise, as other rescue services come on stream, we can widen the box, and we've used this on numerous occasions to retrieve boats or people in the water.
Hello, it's Mary McAleese here. You've been listening to part of the RNLI's 200 Voices collection. To hear more remarkable stories, head to rnli.org/200voices or subscribe to the RNLI wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you.
"200 Voices" is an Adventurous Audio Limited production for the RNLI.